More in fourth grade, we're on lesson 27. It's entitled Reading Scales. Our objective is going to be able to read horizontal, vertical, and even curved squares. Let's think of a couple real-life examples of number lines. For example, a thermometer is a real-life example, and a curved one could be considered a scale. Today's lesson, we're going to teach a little bit different than on the board at school. We'll have a little whiteboard here on the counter. Number lines can be horizontal, vertical, or even curved. It is not necessary to show every whole number on the number line. Some number lines show only the even numbers. Some number lines show when we count by fives. The location of unlabeled numbers must be figured out. I like to say, try 2, try 5, and try 10. Now you might even have some that will go up by 25s, 50s, or 100. Normally you're not going to find one that goes up by 3s or goes up by 7s. It's going to be typically one of these numbers, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. Here comes a normal thermometer. Now we got a quick review of what we've probably already learned about thermometers. First of all, the names of them. It says one use of a number line is a scale for measuring temperature. Two commonly used temperature scales are Fahrenheit, that's what we use here in the United States of America, and Celsius. Celsius is what a lot of other countries use. On the Fahrenheit scale, water freezes at 32 degrees and boils at 212. Now your books may have these highlighted here because this is really important if you ever have to look back to lesson 27 to find out these numbers. Otherwise, we'll try to memorize them. Water freezes at 32 and it boils at 212. The Celsius scale is called centigrade scale, meaning there are 100, centa means 100 degrees or gradients between the freezing and the boiling point. On the Celsius scale, water freezes at 0 and it boils at 100. Now, if you look at this scale right here, we'll have to draw this in one of our assignments, so keep this in mind here. There's the boiling point at Celsius. See it labeled down here. And there's the boiling point in the Fahrenheit scale. Now, room temperature, like we like it here in our classroom or in your homes, is 20 degrees Celsius about, and about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. My wife likes it a little bit warmer at 70. I like it a little bit cooler at 65, and so somewhere about there. And here's the water freezing temperature. 0 for Celsius, and that is 32 degrees. Here come some of our examples. At 6 a.m., the temperature was 21 degrees Celsius. The thermometer showed the news temperature. How many degrees did the temperature increase from 6 a.m. until noon? So you notice it says it over here. So this is what we're talking about. It doesn't have all the numbers. So we got to figure out what it's going up by size. So I would say try 2, try 5, or try 10. So let's try 2. 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. If that was correct, then it should hit 40 right there. So it goes up by 2. Let's try 5. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Well, it's definitely not 5. So it went up by 2. So let's start at 30, 30, 32. So it started at 21, and now it's 32 degrees. So we would subtract the bigger number minus the smaller number to get an 11 degrees change. And that's 11 degrees Celsius. Now this little 0 here means degrees. In the book, they show the 0 a lot smaller than I can write it. So that's degrees Celsius. Okay, take a look at example number 2 now. Towards the bottom of your page. To what number on the scale is the arrow pointing? Now, interesting enough, this scale is curved. So when we're talking about curved scales, we're talking about this one. Now, the first number is 400 and the next number is 600. So let's not count by 2s because that's never going to work. Let's try 25s. 400. First tick, 425. 450, 475, 500. Well, 25s wasn't enough because that was 600. So let's try 50s. 400, 450, 500, 550, 600. Good, so it worked. So now we can count it to the ticks because between 400 and 600, counting by 50, counted each one. 400, 450, 500, 550, 550, and then I would assume this is in pounds. They should have said that in the question, but it didn't. Okay, 550 pounds. Example number 3. It says draw a horizontal number line and number it from 0 to 500 with Draw a horizontal number line from 0 to 500 with only 0 and hundreds marked. All right, so we'll go horizontal. And we're going to go from 0 to 500. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I tried to evenly space them. That one looks a little bit bigger than that one, but the best I could. Put your ticks on there and go ahead and mark it. Now, that's a pretty simple assignment. Theirs turned out a lot better than mine did. Then they asked this question. Is the point of 276 closer to 2 or 300? Well, 276 is bigger than 250, so it would be closer to 300. All right, guys. That was our lesson for today. A little bit different lesson than we've been doing, but after a big, long division lesson like we did yesterday, this one will make it a little bit easier for us. We'll look for a few of these questions in our assignment for today, and we'll try to conquer them together to get a little bit more practice. You guys have a blessed day, and check out our next video for a little help.